Blues. So I got some clean water. Did I plug in the microphone? Yes. I got some clean water. And dog hair. I got some water. I cleaned this out, washed my hands, and drank some water for myself. So here is your reminder. Drink some water. Ugh, blues. I have a question. Do you find it more interesting to find out what someone's favorite color is, or why someone's favorite color? Like, once you know what their favorite color is, do you want to know why, or are you just like, cool, that's your favorite color? Ultramarine violet. PV15. Oh, see, I was saying that one was ultramarine violet. Okay. There's some birds happy outside. Did you hear that? They're happy. It's raining. So they're like singing in the rain or something. They're having a good time. This is mauve. Mauve is PV19. Ooh, it's doing a pushy thing. And PV29. The more blue a purple gets, the more I like it. Like the reddish ones, the reddish, but it's purple. I don't know what to do with that. DaVinci violet, PV23. Oh, this is a dioxazine. PV23, that's dioxazine violet. That's good. My favorite is the one from Daniel Smith, though, because it's like black. It's like the darkest dioxazine violet you can get. It's called carbazole violet, though, if you're looking for it. It's PV23, but it's called carbazole violet, but it's dioxazine violet. Artemis. That's an interesting name. PG18. Oh, this is the one that's supposed to be like Moonglow. PB29 and Pure 177. Whatever PG18 is, it's not very safe. Is it a cobalt? It's like a cobalt green? Don't quote me on that. I have no clue. But it says it's not safe. But Moonglow, that's fun. I gave it lots of water. We're going to see what it's going to do. It picks up better than Moonglow does, though. There's actually some color there. I have such a hard time picking up Moonglow, but it's a stick. You know the little, like, they look like crayons, but they're watercolor sticks? That's what our Moonglow is, and it's a bit hard to pick up. And then on top of that, it's a granulating color that's hard to pick up, and it's not a honey-based color, so it's hard to pick up. PB60 and PR101. Ooh, that's interesting. PB60. Is that Indian throne? It's pretty. Ooh, we're doing pushy things. I'm gonna run out of room for the colors. I like blue. I just skip ahead in the video till I start talking about blue and then hear how excited I get about it. The rest of it's like, yeah, yellow, orange, whatever. I don't know. That's pretty. You could make that one. If you have like an Indian green or something, and a Venetian or English red, like a Pure 101, you could just make that. Indigo. Whoa. That's not very dark looking compared to the Rosa Indigo. Whoa. I mean, Rosa. This is PB29. What? I literally looked at the number and said the wrong thing. PB27, so like a Prussian, and PV19. Prussian and quinacridone rose or something. Or whatever they, quinacridone something. I could make that. But why does that look like indigo? How is a Prussian and a PV19 indigo? It's pretty. It's also got like a texture thing. I mean, I like the color. That could be like ocean or something. This one's doing the separating thing. That's the Artemis. Which my Moonglow has like never done such a cool separating thing. Every once in a while, as I'm watching back the video recordings of myself or like editing or whatever, I can like totally see brain fog happening. That I literally just used the word. It's not like I couldn't figure out the word. It's just like brain fog is like, pause. Okay, you may resume now. Indanthrene. Oh, that's why I said PV60 was indanthrene. Here's indanthrene. Indanthrene. Blue. PV60. Oh, I thought I painted the desk. Indanthrene. I have the Snellier indanthrene, and it is intense. If you get it at all wet, like so much color picks up when you're trying to paint with it. It's just very like, it's just a really hard color to paint with because it picks up so much. And I don't normally have that problem with any other color. It's very interesting. PV60. And then Prussian blue. PV27. I just said that was Prussian. Ooh. It's looking phthalo. Doesn't it look phthalo? It says Prussian, but it's very... Oh, my squares are getting uneven. That's what happens when you paint for a while and your arm gets tired. I'm doing a better job of keeping the clean side clean, especially considering these are such intense blues. Cool. And then next is Jackson Blue, PV28 and PV23. Whatever it is, it has an exclamation point thing. It's purpley looking. Well, I guess it's got some PV23 in it. I don't know what to think of this color. It's blue, but purple. Blue. Do you know that there was that color? I was doing something. Paint on like Microsoft, whatever it's called, the paint program. Paint. And there's this color that's like blue, but also purple, but also blue. That was forever ago. Okay. But that's that color. Like, it looks purple, but it's blue. Okay. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. PV28, I guess, is a cobalt. I do not have all of the cobalt and cadmium pigments memorized. I just avoid them. Cobalt Blue Deep, PV28. Oh, I just said that was cobalt blue, and then this one says that's cobalt blue. I'm really glad so far I haven't found a color that is cobalt or cadmium that I like love and need. But I did have a cobalt teal once. And instead I've got ultramarine turquoise now. And then put some white in it. So it's ultramarine turquoise, or you can use ultramarine turquoise with white to get the brighter look. So it's close. That's the closest I've ever gotten to a cobalt teal. Cobalt blue. Also PB28. And they are very textured looking. That's what I used that color for. If you mix cobalt turquoise with like burnt sienna or something, and then you end up with this like really interesting like texture color, you can use or with what's it called, and it makes this like ground texture. I don't know. But now I use goethite, which is very granulating as well, and so is Mars black. Mars colors are generally very granulating. Phthalo blue red shade, which means a little more towards purpley with a little more red in it. Red shade. And then the green shade one would be leaning more towards green, which would be cooler. Okay. Phthalo blue. Oh, which is PB15. Man, that's so obvious to me. I didn't say it. Oh my gosh. Like, phthalo blue. You know, PB15. Okay. And then this one's phthalo blue. This must be the green shade, but they're not labeling it that. They're just calling it phthalo blue. So it's a little bit greener. You can kind of see, oh. Okay. You can kind of see there's a little more green in phthalo blue and a little less green in the red shade of phthalo blue. They're both PB15 though. It's interesting there's no like colon whatever. Normally it's PB15:3, which means shade number 3, and that's like the green one. So that's interesting, they're just PB15. And those will be very highly staining colors. And then French ultramarine, red shade. Oh, it's doing a thing. Look at that. Like the color's fading out into the water and okay. I don't know. An ultramarine, if you're like trying to figure out what color blue to get, ultramarine is just a really good versatile all-around pigment. You're going to hear that from so many people. But it's going to have granulation. I didn't like granulation when I first started painting. I didn't know what it was. This is French ultramarine red shade, PB29. And the next one is ultramarine blue, PB29. So French ultramarine, I had a French ultramarine from Snellier, and that also had PB15 in it, I think. It was PB29 and something, and it made it a little more reddish. So the French ultramarines are a little more reddish. This one's French ultramarine red shade. And then ultramarine blue is PB29, which isn't going to be as warm or reddish as a French ultramarine. As you can see, it's a little more towards primary blue, and then this one's a little more purpley, the one that says red shade or French. The French red shade of ultramarine. And then the next one is ultramarine green shade, also PB29. So now we're going to get into the slightly more bluey green kind of look. This would be cooler because it's got less red in it. I like blue, and I like painting. I just there. Cool. And the texture that's developing on those is pretty. Can you see that okay? This is a pretty card. Alright, and then next we have Cerulean Blue Genuine. I like Cerulean Blue Hue. That's phthalo blue and white from American Journey, I think. Which is like practically the same color as Cinereus from Snellier. Can you see it? Okay. Cerulean Blue Genuine. Gotta watch me, I'll be saying it's a hue. It's just normal for me. This is not a hue, this is actual cobalt. Warning! Actual cobalt! PB 36. Which is pretty. It's a little more warm than my cerulean hue. Oh, that's pretty. You probably can't see that from there. It's like at an angle like this, but the water's, the blue's like running off the brush into the water. And my water's like all blue. I told you earlier, but yeah. My favorite color's blue. Oh, and then this is Cerulean Blue Hue. PB15 and PW6. Which is phthalo blue and white. It's much brighter because it's a phthalo. Oh, the next color has an ampersand in it. There's an ampersand in the name. That's interesting. Sea and Sky, PB15 and PW6. Interesting. These are both the same pigments. This one just must have more white in it. It says it's more opaque. So Sea and Sky has more white. It's more opaque. But that's really pretty. That would be really fun. You could use that one and like a Naples Yellow Deep from what was the Tennelier or DaVinci. DaVinci was the one that was like semi-transparent, and then like Flamingo Pink, or the one earlier that we painted that looked like Flamingo Pink, red tint. And then you'd have like a triad of like opaque watercolors. And then next is Manganese Blue Mix. It says in parentheses, mix. So it's a mix of PB33 and PB15. So it's like, I should have paint on my finger. I have to not wipe that on my pants. And then I guess that's like a cobalt and a phthalo blue. It's doing a really good texture thing. But it's got an exclamation point, so it's whatever PB33 is. I think that's a cobalt. I don't think we had a PB33 earlier. Next we have Prussian Blue Green shade. Okay, these, they put the red shade and the non-red shade, or the red shade and the green shade, all next to each other for the ultramarine and the phthalo, but not for the Prussian. The Prussian is all the way up here, but then Prussian Blue Green shade's all the way down here. Which is PB27, Prussian Blue, and PG7, phthalo Green. I guess it makes sense because it's like very green, but wow, it looks like turquoise, but greener. That's actually greener than turquoise. I don't know. I like them next to each other. I didn't get to decide. It's okay. And then next is Phthalo Turquoise PB16. Oh, this is actual Phthalo Turquoise. Normally when they make Phthalo Turquoise, they put Phthalo Blue and Phthalo Green together and get Phthalo Turquoise. So you'd have like a PG7 and a PB15. But this is actual Phthalo Turquoise pigment, PB16. I always wondered about this one. Oh, it's pretty. Mom needs this one. I have to show her this one. That's so pretty. Of course it is a phthalo, but it's turquoise. And it's brighter, more intense than like ultramarine turquoise or something. Ultramarine turquoise is ultramarine and PG7. It's from Daniel Smith. And Charlie O Blue. Oh, from Charlie. Cool. Oh, that's a pretty color. This is PB15:4, PG7, and PW6. I kind of think we maybe need this one. This is pretty. This is almost like a cobalt turquoise kind of color. What? The dog's whining. I don't know why. Maybe the rain. PB15:4 is, I guess, like I think it's the warm shade of phthalo blue. And then phthalo green and a white, PW6. That's so pretty. That is really close to like the cobalt turquoise color, but with white. But that one was like opaque anyway. Cobalt's opaque? I know cadmiums are opaque. I think it was an opaque color. It's been a while. And then the last one, Sea Glass. Now that's just a fun name. Ooh, look how pretty. This is a PB15:4 and PG7, which is, the same pigments as Charlie Blue, but minus the white. Wow. That's basically a phthalo turquoise, because it's phthalo blue and phthalo green. So I don't know the difference between... I guess that's the phthalo turquoise that's made with the 2 pigments, and then the other one was the phthalo turquoise made with 1 pigment. So normally people will just use that as phthalo turquoise. This is actually more blue leaning. It's a little bit like Prussian-y. That's the phthalo turquoise. That's really pretty. I think Mom needs that one. I mean, yeah, it's turquoise. Okay. Blues! I love this page. We have like the purpley blues and some earthy blues, and then we have like ultramarine kind of blues, and then phthalo blues. These are the ultramarines, and then like cinereous kind of blues. That was in my aquamini as well, cinereous. Cerulean hue is what they have here, and then turquoise. That's so cool. And this was phthalo turquoise made with PB16, and this is sea glass, which is turquoise made with phthalo blue and phthalo green. To see the difference between those, and that one's just, we need that one. I'll take all the blues, please. And then you can see the... Whoa. Wow. This is just the most fun thing ever. And let me hold this still so you can see it if you need to read it. Okay. Okay. I held still really well. Okay. So that's the blues. Oh good, you're still recording. Is this dry? Are you dry? I can set this on top of that. And now number 4. There's only one left after this, and it isn't even...